Welcome back to Age of Strife, everybody. It is nighttime, and the storm has blown in. You guys are taking 4-hour watches. What's the order?
I would request either the first watch to watch the sunset, but no, I'd rather watch the sunrise. I'll take last watch, if
Okay,
possible.
I'll take the first watch. Unless
Luther's
Luther
doing the
wants.
Okay.
Okay.
Luther, can I get you to make me a perception check at -5, please?
Yeah. Nope.
Dear.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Lovely. So, you guys wake up the next morning. Luther and Stefan, no one ever woke you guys up for your night watch. You guys, went to bed, and Autumn, you fell asleep during your watch. And you just never woke up to wake anyone else up. And when you guys come to, your swords and spears are all missing.
What?
And it is still
Taking my
storming.
15 daggers.
Just the large weapons that were next to your beds that were easily accessible are missing.
So the
My short swords.
Your short swords gone, spears gone, javelins gone.
the five
Crossbow
javelin, five
gone.
spears on the donkey.
Yep, the gear on the donkey gone.
Is the donkey still there?
Donkey's still there. Just the weapons are gone.
Who? What? I missed the sunrise and now everything's gone?
I didn't see anything.
Well, you didn't wake me up either, so...
I meant to wake you up.
What'd you do?
I think Luther was meant to wake you up.
I never got woken up. So how was I supposed to wake anyone up?
Ginger. The point of a watch is to keep watch, and now our weapons are gone. Who took them?
Who? How would this happen?
This
Did
is...
some creature stealer? I guess it might
I feel like there's someone in that lighthouse, you know?
Luther starts looking around the camp for any signs of...
Well, there's not much in the way of camp. It's pretty much everything's inside your tent.
Well,
And
yeah.
you do, in fact, see muddy boot prints inside the tent.
what size are the boot prints, Neil?
They're smallish.
Smallish, so smaller than us. Are they booted?
They're definitely boots or shoes of some kind. They're not like halfling or goblin size. They're like a person size, but it's not like a size 12 shoe. It's like a size 8 shoe.
When I find whoever took my short swords, the only gift from my father, I am going to rip the heart out of whoever's stolen these.
Luther tries to follow the boot prints
They
out.
go outside into the storming mud, and all
does
the tracks
anyone-
disappear instantly.
Does anyone have any weapons left?
I've got my dagger. They didn't take that.
I have a lot of throwing daggers and 2 smaller daggers. Would they have taken my light crossbow?
Yeah.
And our massive 16-pound shields.
Nope, your shields are there, your armor's there.
Okay.
So I have 2 daggers and 17 throwing
Your
daggers.
food, your water, your gold, it's all there. It's just the weapons that are missing.
I have one dagger.
So
I
there's
don't
no,
care. I'm
there's
gonna
no-
rip the heart.
there's no direction to the boot prints once they get outside. They're just completely gone.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's a
it's
storm.
rain. It's pouring rain.
Yeah, but
Right,
if they're muddy and imprinted into the ground, they don't disappear, do they?
Well, without any real light and in the darkness, and it
Oh, it's
must have
still
happened
dark.
at least 8 hours ago.
Okay.
So,
I say we get up and go storm into that building, the lighthouse.
Storm into it with what? How do we fight without our weapons?
Well, you've got daggers, Jeff's got daggers, and I've got a shield.
How about I sneak up to it and have a look around.
No, I don't care. I just want my swords back.
I guess if there was someone in the lighthouse looking out, are there windows like?
There are windows on the lighthouse, but none of them have lights in them.
And it's still dark? I guess I could approach in darkness. Okay, Luther, I guess he didn't have his armor on anyway. He gets his daggers and he just kind of starts walking towards the lighthouse.
Are you wearing no armor, no shield?
Yeah, no armor, no shield,
Okay.
just daggers. And he starts sneaking towards the lighthouse.
I'm gonna get armor on.
What is your move silently check, is it?
60%.
All right. Well, there's a lightning storm out. I think that's going to go up to 95%. I'll
Okay.
roll it in secret because you always think you're moving silently.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start creeping quietly towards the lighthouse.
Yeah, I get all the way up to a wall if I can.
Yeah, you get all the way right up to the wall of the lighthouse, right adjacent to the door, which is closed.
Okay. I'll go up to the door and kind of silently try it to see if I can just open it.
It is not locked.
Okay, I open the door.
It
Very
opens with a
slow.
loud creak.
Okay.
It's definitely an old door.
I glance around, and if there's nobody in there, I slip inside.
It's like pitch black in there. There's no lighting at all, and there's like a thunderstorm outside, and you guys are all awake now, but you don't know if it's sun up, if it's a few hours after sun up, if the sun hasn't risen yet, because it's,
Can I try to detect noise? Or is that not going to work?
with the lightning going on, I'll give you a penalty. What is your detect noise?
20%.
You don't hear anything.
Okay. Yeah, I slip into the building and just kind of try to feel my way around, I guess.
Okay. Stefan and Ginger, you guys are watching from your tent.
Yeah, once I get the armor on,
Yeah, we're
try and
gonna arm up, and I'll say just like, we're gonna storm in there. We feel like to sneak around, but I mean, you said it yourself. Rip a heart out. Can't take our weapon.
there'll be hearts ripped out. All right, we can wait a moment to give our brother a chance. But
Well, he's
there
there
will
on
be
his
ripping
own.
out hearts.
If there's anyone in there with all of our weapons,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to wait around.
Well, you're free to storm in there by yourself. I shall wait.
Then
until-
I'll get up and start running.
All right. So you got your armor on. It takes a few moments, like 2 minutes, to put on your armor because you got to put the padded thing on, you got to put the chain on, got to pull the chain pants up,
Yeah.
and then your shield is another round. So 3 minutes to get your gear ready.
Fair enough.
So let's take these
How
slowly.
how tall is the lighthouse?
4 stories, made of stone.
That's more than 50 feet.
Uh, no. No,
Okay.
the roof might be 50 feet ish, maybe. Probably not. Roof is probably close to like 45 feet or so.
Okay. Well, after I guess Luther enters the room and kind of feels the way around, there's not really anything there.
Well, you start feeling your way around along the wall, and you come to a staircase, which is up against the wall on the right side. So if you go in the door and start feeling your way around the right side of the wall, you kind of butt up against the staircase. And as you're feeling out the staircase with your hands and feet, the door closes behind you. And you guys inside see Luther slip in, and then 20 seconds later or so, the door just kind of...
Oh God, that's eerie.
Dungeon.
Luther tries to get out of the door. Tries to get back out.
You make your way back to the door, and it opens easily enough.
Okay. He gets his silk rope and his grappling hook out of his backpack and tries throwing it up to the... I guess there's like a little walkway around where the actual light is.
Oh, all the way up on the 4th floor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he tries throwing it up to there and climbing the wall.
Okay, you step back out into the rain, and... Is it 50 feet of rope?
Yeah,
That's
silk
why
rope.
okay. Yeah, that's maybe 38 feet up or something. Can you throw a grappling hook 30 to the 4th floor of a building? That's a pretty
Maybe.
high distance. What's the weight on a grappling
How
hook?
heavy is it? Yeah. It is 4 pounds.
And what type of rope do you have with it? Is it thick rope? Silk
Uh,
rope. Okay. So you're throwing 9 pounds, basically, because it's almost all the silk rope plus the grappling hook.
Yeah.
40 feet up is pretty far. I have no idea how possible this is.
Yeah, it would be far to throw like if you just had like a 10-pound barbell or whatever. I don't know if you could really throw that up.
Yeah.
I think with
I
the
mean-
rope giving you leverage.
Right. That might be much easier to toss because you can kind of swing it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just about to say that, yeah, people used to swing the rope and then build up momentum as they throw it upwards.
Yeah.
The other thing is you're not lifting 9 pounds at a time, although the 9 pounds comes
That's
into it.
true. That's true. Let's see. Of course, if you Google how to throw grappling, or how far can you throw a grappling hook, it's just D&D stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Um,
No one knows.
let's see. Why don't it be a strength check? At let's see, -10
-10.
to get a grappling hook all the way up. I mean, you can keep trying over and over and over again, and eventually you'll succeed. But each individual shot, I think for something that high up, especially in a storm like this, where your vision's kind of bad and there's like water coming down in your eyes,
Yeah.
I think it ought to be pretty difficult to get a grappling hook 40 feet up. You know, because 20 feet sounds to me, or like just above you to a second-story building, seems like that would be a normal strength check just to get it up and over. And then every story above that, I was thinking a -5.
I'd say a second story floor wouldn't really be a challenge like that. It'd just be a matter of accuracy, or do you pick onto something?
Yeah,
Unless you really stuff the momentum up.
right. But I figure an average person, 10.5 strength, should be able to do it in like 2 tries, right? So that's a 50-50 shot. So
Yep, mhm.
a normal strength check is successful on a 50-50 roll. So average person should be able to get a grappling hook up in 2 tries, and then a third story above that should just go a little harder and a little harder and a little harder. So I was thinking -5 for every story beyond the second.
That sounds.
It'll take me a while, probably. I'll try it.
Even every time you fail, you still got hold of the rope.
Yeah, so you can just keep trying over. I mean, we
Yeah.
can just say, an hour passes and eventually you manage to.
Yeah,
hook
I
the
guess
rope
it's
up
loud
there.
enough that clanging a grappling hook against the wall a few times wouldn't be too awful.
Yeah. So you start getting your grappling hook out, tying it up, getting ready to swing it, when Ginger steps out of the tent.
Alright, so I'm gonna hold my shield up to block some of the rain as I run over to the tower and say, Luther, you went inside. What did you see?
I'm like, with my hand, I'm trying to get her to be quiet. I'm like holding it up.
Alright.
Okay. I'm dead set on climbing this lighthouse.
Okay. Eventually, Stefan comes out too.
Yeah, and seeing this change of plan, this is not sneaking around. This is actually infiltrating. So I'll probably head in as well.
Okay. You head inside, or you wait outside to get the hook?
No, head to the group.
So eventually you get the grappling hook attached to the top. It takes a while, but
Okay.
you do it eventually.
Yeah.
'Cause you're probably all a little exhausted because you're out in the cold rain and you keep doing this and it doesn't work, and then you pass it off to someone else and someone gets some breakfast going, It's a
Yeah.
bit of a project, but eventually you get it nice and secured, and give it a nice tug, test your weight, totally holds. You're confident that you can go one at a time up, probably multiple at a time up if you wanted to, but...
Okay. So I don't even need to climb walls check for if I have a rope and a grappling hook
No,
attached.
it'll be
Okay.
fine.
I'm willing to stay at the bottom in case someone were to, fall, or if the rope were to become detached by an unknown entity inside.
And there's no way known I'm going to be climbing up that. Nah, no way.
Yeah, well, Luther starts climbing then.
All right, Luther, you begin to scale the wall, and after a few short moments, you make it to the top. Her hook is
Okay.
attached, and you're up against this big walkway. There's a short wall and then some panes of old, thick glass. And inside of this little room, you can see a staircase downward, and there's a big brazier where you would create a fire, but there's nothing in there.
Okay. Yeah, I just start looking around the best I can, I guess.
Sure.
I do have a torch with me.
There's a little door that opens to the outside that allows you to get into this internal area. But as you try it, it is not locked, but barred on the other side. Like the little latches thing, it's one of those like latch handles, opens easily, but you shake the door and you can feel that it's been barred from the back.
Okay, so even coming from the top, it's barred. So I can't get any further down.
I mean, you could break a window, you could break down the door.
Yeah, that's
There are
true.
things to do, depending on how much destruction you want to create. If you break the door or the window, might be a half-functioning lighthouse and a storm.
Yeah. Okay, I think I just have a good look around and then climb back down.
Okay. You make it back to the ground.
Okay, and I tell everybody the door's barred up there, so I can't get further in. We'll have to go in to the bottom.
Guard from the inside.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's charge in then.
We got torch.
I make sure to recover my rope and my...
How
I
do
can-
you get the grappling hook down when you climb down?
I don't.
That's a good question, actually. I guess I'll have to wait to get up there to get it.
Okay. Grappling
So
hook.
I can hold the torch and have a shield in my hand as I move at the front, I guess.
Sure, you can have torch in one hand, shield in the other, but if you have to draw a weapon, you'll have to drop the torch.
Holding no weapons, but I can shield bash.
Cool. Okay, you guys step inside together. It is dark in here. There are a few windows up high on the wall, but there's not very much light to come in through those windows.
Okay, I think I kind of whispered to everybody, I'm gonna try and go up the stairs. Just stay here. And I'll call
Alright.
if I need you.
We have one torch. Do you want to light another one?
No, I'll go without a torch. I'm gonna just see if anyone's
Okay.
inside.
All right. A few moments later, as you guys are having this conversation, the door again behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy. I open the door to see if there's anyone outside
No.
shutting the door.
No one outside.
Yeah, I just start sneaking up the staircase, I guess, while that's happening.
Creepy door.
Okay. The staircase goes up, and eventually you hit another flat platform. You go to step on a step, and it's not there, and your foot comes down, and you're on a landing on the second floor.
Okay.
You can't really see anything around you. You're more or less in almost pitch
Yeah.
black.
I'll just kind of feel my way around the room, I guess. The best
It's
I
pretty
can.
much just a door, and then the stairway continues upward.
Okay, I'll try the door.
The door opens with a bit of a creak, and you guys downstairs hear above you.
Subtle.
Yeah, I guess I still can't see much, so I just kind of slip in.
All right.
No, is there any other what on the ground floor? Is there a trap door or something like that?
You guys start
Oh
feeling
yeah.
around this area.
As
Oh, we got
Luther
the
goes
torch
up,
with us.
Oh, that's right, you
we'll
have a
search
torch.
around. Yeah.
Forgot you guys have a torch. There is no trapdoor. There are some tools and implements lying around. There's some rope. There's some buckets. There's some old barrels that have fallen apart. There are some barrels that are still put together, but no trapdoor.
Is there anywhere that a trapdoor could be hidden?
Sure, it could be hidden underneath some of the junk lying around.
I might just spend some time rifling through the junk then.
Okay. You find no trapdoor underneath any of the junk.
All right, cool.
I'd like to take a look at the tools and assess if they've been used recently, like if they look like they've recently been cleaned or if they're just dirty.
Yeah, some of them are dirty, but it looks like recent dirt. Like there's some big clobs of earth on a pickaxe that wouldn't be here if this pickaxe was 50 years old. There's definite signs of recent activity.
I'll shine my torch over these tools. Be like, Stefan, the tools, recent use. What do you think of this?
Well, obviously there is some activity here. Luther may not be safe. Did you want to join him? I'm just going to go around the edge of the lighthouse and see if there's a cellar or something, another exit we've missed.
If there's another door.
Yeah, perception check incoming, and then I'll rejoin you in say a minute.
All right, so I'll start heading up the stairs, nice and slow, but I can see them.
Okay. You start making your way up the stairs. Patrick, you check your Zoom messages, please.
Yes.
Secrets. There we go.
Trying to figure out how Zoom works.
There's a little, if you mouse down, there's like a little
Yeah.
icon.
Someone has a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. Very clicky clacky.
Okay. Alright, so Luther, you're kind of creeping around this room, looking to feel for things, when this drowsiness comes over you. You start yawning, find yourself leaning against a wall until you realize that you're just unnaturally sleepy, and you kind of like snap yourself out of it and shake your head around, and maybe a slap in the face or something to wake yourself up.
So it's unnatural. Does it seem
Instant and unnatural.
okay? Do I hear Ginger coming up behind me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll kind of like go back out of the door real quick and say, hold on. And
She's still like down the staircase coming up towards you. The light hasn't really, like the light is just beginning to reach you, but it's still, you're still in shadows.
I go down the stairs to her and ask her to give me the torch.
I'll hand the torch.
Okay.
I
I say,
just nod.
there's something not right. Just stay here.
Okay.
And I go back up into the room with the torch and look around.
Okay. Ginger, are you following behind him?
I will like to stay within the torch radius, but I'm not going to follow through that door.
Okay. You both step up onto the landing. He steps into the room with the torch. It looks like a bedroom. There is a metal-framed bed off in one corner with a nice big fluffy mattress on it with a bunch of comforters and pillows. There's a small little bookcase next to a little desk. The bookcase has some, instead of books on it, there's like dishes with food where someone had eaten and just like left their dirty dishes there. There's a few books tucked away as well. And in the corner, I guess it's not really a corner since it's a rounded room, but on the other side, there is a youngish woman, and I would like you to roll me initiative and declare your action. Doesn't have to be a combat action, but we're
Can
getting
we
to the
get a
point where
description of her clothing?
yes, you're outside of the room, so you can't quite see her actually.
Okay.
But Luther can see her. She is wearing a smock. The right term?
Smock.
No, smock is not the right term. She's wearing kind of like a peasant dress. It's maybe a little bit nicer than an actual peasant dress in a style, not actually what a peasant would wear. But it's got some embroiderment on it. It looks a little old and faded. It's green with brown and gold for stitching. And what did you roll for initiative? 10? What is your action, by the way?
I put my hand on my throwing daggers. And
My
I
action.
hold my action and start talking to her.
Okay. You go first.
I haven't rolled yet. What
But
would
you
I be
haven't
rolling?
seen her
if-
either.
Yeah, but what would I be rolling if I were to just be focusing on defending myself?
You wouldn't be
With a
rolling
shield.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah. All right.
So what do you say, Luther?
I say, "Whoa there! Who are you?"
As you say these things, you see her eyes start to roll into the back of her head.
Okay,
and her mouth to start to move.
I throw my daggers if I can.
Yeah, go ahead. Make me a roll to hit.
Okay.
No, your throwing dagger clatters
And
against the wall beside her.
And I start yelling.
What do you yell? Because everyone in the party can hear it.
Yeah, I yell, "Wizardry! Wizardry!"
Stefan, what do you do when you hear wizardry?
I'm guessing I've gone around the lighthouse by this time, so I'm probably heading back to the front door. So I go charging in. Did I see anything outside, by the way, like cellar or anything like that? Cellar door?
No, but there was a little garden out back on the other side of the lighthouse.
Okay, cool. In that case, I come running around and up the stairs.
All right, so you start barreling up the stairs. Ginger, you hear him yelling, "Wizardry!" And you're adjacent, so
When I hear that, I would like to push through into the room.
easy peasy.
Upon seeing the woman, go for a shield punch into her body.
Okay, so why don't you roll me initiative at this point, but you're going to be delayed by, let's say, 4. So make me an initiative roll with your shield punch and then add 4 to it.
Do I
Alright,
get?
so I am not sure what the shield punch initiative is,
It's...
because usually it goes on the other main hand weapon.
Right. Shield punch. You have a medium shield? Yeah.
I've got the biggest.
Aspis? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is speed 6.
All right, and that is
I have 2 more dagger throws at the end of the round.
Right.
1d10 plus 6 plus, what was it, 4?
Yeah.
That's pretty
13.
low, actually.
Okay. So as you start busting in this room, you see rising, pulling themselves out of the very fabric of the stonework, rise 3 skeletons in front of this woman. And they start to climb just out of the bedrock itself and pulling themselves to their full height.
Yeah, if they're blocking me from this woman, then they're the
Yes, they are
target.
kind of arranged around her in a...
They are my new target of shield punch.
Okay. So make me an attack roll.
All right. It's just a d20. 14.
14 is a hit. Your shield smashes to the skeleton and passes right through it. The skeleton appears on the other side of the shield, staring directly at you. Actually, it's the skeleton's turn. The one that your shield just passed right through makes a reach with both of its hands for your throat.
Oh, Jesus.
But you manage to pull yourself back in time and kind
As
of
I pull
retreat a
myself
little
back.
further back into the room.
Can I roll to disbelieve illusions?
Sure. Give me a
That's the
d20.
thing.
Yeah, totally. Make a saving throw versus spell.
I mean, you've got empirical evidence.
7.
No.
No.
I mean, you call empirical evidence rolling to disbelieve illusions, but I think,
I mean, I know that my shield passes through them.
yes,
That's the fact.
clearly an illusion. Luther.
You also don't know what an illusion is.
So do I have a clear line of sight at the woman?
No, there's a skeleton raised in front of her.
I try throwing it at her through the skeleton.
Roll to hit.
20.
Natural
Clever.
20. It passes right adjacent to one of the skeletons and double crits her. Please roll me triple damage.
3d3. Big dice.
This is clever. Love it.
Wow.
Luther's been having a bad day.
7 damage.
Or a bad time in general.
The dagger hits her square in the chest. She fails her saving throw. I guess I shouldn't say square in the chest. Roll me a d10 for location. And throwing daggers are size small, right?
Yeah.
And a d6 for severity. Which is unlikely to be anything, but try it anyway.
No.
No, okay. So it doesn't matter. She takes the damage and leans
I have
back
another
against the
one.
wall, dagger in the chest. Roll the hit with your second attack.
No.
No, the dagger clatters to the side. The other two skeletons go. The first one reaching for you, Luther. And what is your armor class?
10.
10. It gets its bony hands on your neck, and you can feel them begin to squeeze. You take 6 points of damage as the skeleton begins to choke you to death. There is a
Damn.
coldness to its hands. Jeff, you start running up. You can hear the sounds of battle, and you can join in on this next round. Let's roll initiative. Oh, the other skeleton. I forgot about the other skeleton. The third one stalks towards Ginger. And what is your armor class, Ginger?
18.
It reaches towards you. You bash towards it with your shield and actually move its hand out of the way as if you can strike it now, whereas before
Can
you
I-
couldn't.
So it feels properly physical as I
Yes.
deflect it. Ah.
Do I know if I can keep throwing daggers at the woman with the skeleton? Like, am I in a melee right now?
You are grappled. You can no longer throw daggers.
Okay.
You can try and maybe get this guy off of you, but a person is choking you. You're throwing daggers at someone
My
else's.
arms are still free.
Your arms are free, but throwing daggers at someone that you can't quite aim at, maybe with like a -5 penalty, we could do. If you want to be doing some desperate slinging, I could accept that. Roll me initiative.
So I'm actually grappled.
You are grappled. Yes.
How would I escape that?
Opposed strength check can escape it.
Okay. And do I just do +3 for that?
Yes.
Ooh, quick.
Okay. So I'm going to shield bash the one which is next to me that I blocked.
Okay. So hold on. Jeff goes at 10. Patrick goes at 5. Ginger, what did you roll for initiative? I'm sorry, Autumn, what did you roll for initiative? 8? I didn't see it on the rolls, but okay. It's probably I just didn't see it before it faded out. Yeah, there it is. So the woman goes first. She tries to like skirt between Ginger and Patrick. I'm sorry, Ginger and Luther.
Do I get an opportunity attack since my hands are free?
No, because you
Can
don't have
I
a weapon
make
in your
a-
hands.
Can I make an attack? of
Ginger
opportunity?
would get an attack of opportunity at her as she runs by. You need to have a weapon in hand to make a successful opportunity attack.
9.
A swing or a stab and a miss. You maybe catch the end of her dress in it. Stefan, you're barreling up the stairs when you see this woman kind of dart out. She's got this green dress, as I described before, got kind of long black hair, and bolts up the stairs. But you can hear the sounds of combat from within the room still.
I'm
Okay,
still
so-
holding shield and torch, by the way.
Right.
So, sorry, Neil. My amount of movement, if I was by the door, then I would have last round moved up the stairs, surely. So, could she go past me?
Yeah, I think she would be moving past you right now. Do you have a weapon in hand?
Only my dagger.
That's enough. Go ahead and make an opportunity attack at her back if you want to stab the poor woman in the back.
Yeah, could I actually bear her down to the ground? That would be my...
No. Opportunity attacks are just only attacks. Someone comes at you and
Right.
you can lash out with your weapon, not enough to make a grab or a punch or something.
Okay. No.
Ooh, no. Swing and a miss. She disappears up the staircase. Footsteps going behind her.
Technically, I would have had +2, but that meaningless.
Still be a miss, yeah.
Yeah.
Who had the next lowest initiative? Yeah,
I did.
Autumn didn't show up on the thing. Patrick, you go up 5.
I'm trying to get the skeleton off of me.
Give me an opposed strength check.
29.
That is better than the skeleton. You break its hands free, it stumbles backwards from you. You stumble backwards from it.
If I have any of a move left, I just back out of the room.
You do. You can get back out of the room, and Ginger goes. I'm sorry, the skeleton against Ginger goes. It comes
Okay.
for one of the two against you, reaches out towards you again. You move out of the grip, and the other one comes and reaches actually through your shield this time and gets one hand around your throat for 1 point of damage as the bony, cold fingers start to dig in. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Am I grappled?
Yeah, but you can still stab him. You got a spear. It should be fine.
I
If you
don't
guys were
have
on the
a spear.
ground, you couldn't spear him, but since you're standing, I think, and he's only got you with the one arm, I think you can...
I have a shield and torch.
Oh,
no spear.
even better. You can definitely hit him with the torch.
I guess
the
that's
shield would be a little
my-
awkward. You need more room to hit with the shield. You know, he's too close.
And his arm's going through the shield. From the
True.
sound of it. Okay, so I'm bashing with the torch. Ooh, I haven't
Roll
done that
to
before.
hit.
12?
12 is indeed a hit. You smash the skeleton with the torch. Give me a D3 plus 1. Two points of damage. The skeleton does not die, although his face cracks a little bit.
Okay, I'd shout out, chase down the witch. For Stefan, of course, to hear.
Stefan, it is your turn.
All right, I don't break stride. After trying to stab her, I follow her up the stairs, and I'll attempt to grapple her if I see her, and bear her down to the ground.
Going up the stairs is just darkness. So you start running up the staircase, and the only torchlight is Ginger's, right? You don't have a torch with yourself, so...
No. Okay, so just on that, like, so she gets to move, and then I get to move.
Yep.
I know that's a system. Like, I can't follow her as such.
No, I'm saying you can follow her, but it's going
Yeah.
to be dark up there, and you aren't going to know what you're running into. Just
Yeah, but like mechanically, like, so did I see her run away, and now I'm reacting, or am I following closely behind her?
you can be a few steps behind her. You know, you lashed
All
out
right.
with your dagger. She got
Yeah.
away, and you recovered from your attack and moved on.
Yep. In that case, the darkness isn't so much of a thing if I'm just chasing her. Obviously, it will have effects, but So I'm going to run up there and attempt to tackle her if the opportunity presents itself.
Give me a perception check at -4.
No.
Close. So you run up the stairs, you get another floor up when you hit that point where it's a flat level ground again, and do you keep running or do you stop at this floor? You know that she's only, well, you saw that she was only a few steps ahead of you when you were first chasing after her, but now it's dark and you're just running.
And so I can't perceive where she is?
No, there's too much noise from down below and the storm outside, you can't hear where her footsteps are.
Even though she was a couple of steps ahead of me?
She was a couple of steps out front of you, but there is a whole lightning storm outside.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to pull back then if I can't see anything.
That's what the perception check was for, to see if you could hear where she was.
Yeah, I mean, if a couple of steps in front of me seems, well, unreasonable, but
Well,
that's okay.
She was pretty light on her feet.
Yeah, and then, okay, no, that's cool. So I'll head back down then. Can I get into the room, or can I see what's...
You moved, what? One flight of stairs up, you have a whole minute, so you can easily move back down and into the room if you want.
Alright, in that case, I'm going to try and assist with, against skeletons.
Okay, there are 3. 2 of them, one of them has Ginger by the neck, there's another one closing in on her flank, and a third coming right towards Luther through the door.
Alright, I'm guessing then I run straight into the third one, so I'll have a swing at that one.
No, swing and a miss. That third one goes, though, and he reaches for you with his bony hands. Armor class, please.
Let's see, 15.
Oh, easy. You manage to bash away, or the skeleton reaches for you and kind of grabs against your chainmail to no damage. But you can feel it trying to hook you in. Let's roll initiative.
And I'll just yell out, lost her.
Yeah, that's a D20. Oops.
8, 13. Something buggy here. We'll fix the bug later.
Mine not showing up.
Yeah, I think that's an error on my end. I thought I checked it before the stream started, but apparently I didn't.
Okay.
No, your rolls are showing up under your face. They're just not showing up in the drop below. So we see your rolls. They're just not being recorded. So what was it here? 8, 13, and Jeff?
6.
6. Okay. 6 goes first.
Alright, so is there a door situation sort of thing?
Yes.
There is?
Yes. Ginger is inside the room. You and Luther are outside the room, and there's one skeleton in the doorway.
Alright, I'll yell out, Ginger, let's withdraw, shut the door. That's what are these things? And
I
I'll...
was just about to say withdraw.
Oh, critical hit. Is that supposed to be -2 still?
Yes, yeah, that is correct.
Okay, critical hit.
I'm not proficient with dagger.
Okay. Roll me double damage, please. For damage, your dagger hits the skeleton and he crumbles to bones at your feet.
I'll then back up and try and take the door.
Okay. Patrick, you go at 8.
I go towards the doorway and see if I can get on a skeleton person throwing daggers.
There's a skeleton who's choking your sister. You can throw daggers at him safely. As long as you don't roll a natural 1.
Yeah. 6.
6. Tumbles past him. Ginger, the one against you, chokes you more for 3 more points of damage. And the other one... No, you go before the other one.
Okay. So I'd like to wrestle off its grip and retreat. So it's a strength check.
Strength check, yep.
26. Is that one showing up?
Oh yeah, your dice rolls are showing up underneath your face. You break free of the skeleton holding you.
And as Stefan has said, retreat. So I'm going to just retreat down the stairs, leading the way with the torch.
Okay. You guys make it back out the door. Someone can shut it behind you, and all three of you can flee down the staircase if you'd like. Is that the plan? Is that the plan that I understood?
Just me.
Yeah, Luther's probably fleeing.
Oh, yeah, she went upstairs.
He doesn't want to flee, but he's at 1 HP now.
Okay.
He's back to the beginning.
You guys...
I'm not fleeing. I'm gonna... it's just a torch. Let's go.
Okay.
You're not fleeing, I'm staying, though. Behind everybody.
Take your lead, as long as we're away from those skeletons.
Skeletons? What are these things they say as we're running up there? Hopefully they can't open doors.
You guys start moving upstairs. Luther, are you going with them?
Yeah, I'm just staying at the back.
Staying at the back? Okay. You guys make it up the staircase to another platform. You're at the 3rd floor out of 4 floors now. There's a door to your left, and the staircase continues spiraling around the outside in front of you.
I guess we step in. Do we see anything on this floor?
There's a shut door.
Yeah, Luther will say check the door if nobody's doing anything.
Alright, I'll go and check the door.
Alright, the door is unlocked.
Okay, does it open back or out?
Excuse me?
Does the door open in or out?
In.
In. Okay, in that case, I'm going to step back with the door then.
Alright, you open the door, and inside you see braced on the opposite side of the wall, the torchlight just barely illuminates this woman. She's back against the wall, pressed away from you, and she has a spear in her hand.
Well, I have throwing daggers, so I say, wait for her, and I just stand up and start throwing daggers.
Alright, roll me initiative.
Okay. So, Stefan's up front, I'm behind Stefan with the light, and Luther's nearby with daggers.
Yeah, I'm staying behind someone, but I'd like to be throwing daggers over someone, is the ideal.
Sure.
And I yell out, surrender.
Okay. 8, 8, and 13. So, as you guys are, getting ready to do this, creeping up from the side of you, Luther, I think you're pretty panicked and looking all the way around you. You notice one of the skeletons is climbing the staircase.
Okay, I yell something about the stairs.
Yeah, it either opened the door or went through the door. You're not sure which one, but it comes up towards you, reaching out with hands to rend you to pieces. It gets its hands around your throat and begins to squeeze. You take another 2 points of damage and fall unconscious. That's that. Who goes at 8? Autumn goes at 8.
I go at 8. So I will push past Stefan and hopefully knock this spear aside and punch in the face with a shield.
Okay. You come forward towards her. She has an attack readied.
I know she does.
Stab at you, which is a wild miss. Completely wild.
Obviously, I use a spear. I know how to block a spear.
Yeah. And make me an attack roll with your shield punch.
Okay, fair enough.
A 2. You miss. She ducks, rolls to the side, and skitters into another part of the room. This room looks like a kitchen of sorts. Or maybe it's been changed to look like a kitchen.
And then I'll just continue turning and facing her, ready for next time.
Right, Jeff, you see a second, there's the one that is actually holding up your brother while choking him. He, hasn't fallen to the ground. He's being stood and, unconscious. And another skeleton walking up the staircase beside him.
All right, in the room, is there any like a chair or a piece of like a table or small table or something?
Yeah, definitely. There's a table with some chairs around it.
All right, I'm going to try and is it feasible to pick that up? I'm going to try and use that to interpose that between my brother and the skeleton and try and push to block the door.
So hold on, let's get this. Ginger's inside the room. Luther's outside the room. You are currently outside the room, but you can go in and grab stuff if you want.
So I'd have to go inside the room where Ginger is and then come back out?
Right, but it's your turn, so you can do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, okay. If that makes the most sense, I shall do that.
So you're going to go grab a chair from inside the room and try and knock the skeleton off your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me an attack roll with a chair.
Okay.
It's just an improvised bludgeoning weapon. Doesn't really do significant damage, so go ahead and just make a normal attack roll.
Yeah, I'm guessing -2 then still?
Yeah. Unless you have a club proficiency.
No.
The 10, you hit the skeleton with the chair.
Alright.
Roll me a d3 for damage. Temporary damage if it were a person.
My intention is not to do a lot of damage. It's more to
to push him apart. Make me a strength check instead.
Control.
Then. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes way more sense. Ooh, not so good. Your chair smashes the skeleton and just kind of breaks on you. It's a crappy wicker chair and it falls apart. The other skeleton comes up and reaches out for you. 13?
No.
Nope. Okay. Its cold hands kind of pass through your throat and then kind of slip through the other side. Initiative.
It's a high one.
That was a D20.
Jeff, you are very first.
All right, so I'm going to go with my dagger then and try and stab the skeleton that's got my brother. Can I actually try and break the grip from my brother?
Yeah, it's in a strength check again.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'll be +1 my initiative because +3 for normal stuff.
Sure. So 6 is still first.
Okay. Cool. So opposed strength.
Yep.
Better.
That is enough. You physically push the two apart before he chokes any more life out of your brother. He kind of stumbles back down the staircase and disappears into the shadows because the torch is already in the room. Your brother falls to the ground limp. One of the other skeletons, not the one that you pushed away, the other one, comes right at you again, and with a 9 misses you. The skeleton you pushed away emerges from the shadows, comes up with a 16 and gets its hands around your neck.
That'll do it.
Or drop the die for 3 points of damage.
Why are they able to grapple us so easy? Isn't that harder? Ugh.
It's a good question for an unconscious person to ask. Inside the room, Ginger, you rolled a 12. You beat you tie with the woman.
Brilliant.
She stabs wildly with the spear, clearly having no idea what she's doing. It just
I'm
gonna ground.
Push her into the ground. That's my plan. Nope.
Okay. Initiative.
And I'll call out Stefan. You okay?
I'm a little busy.
Hey, rolled low.
I did not.
Well, Autumn, you are first.
All right. I would like to drop the torch from my hand. I guess it's in my left hand. Take the shield in both hands and proper beat her into the ground.
Make me a roll to hit.
19.
There you go. Critical hit. Roll me double damage with your shield punch.
It's a D4 usually, right? So 2D4.
Yeah.
And 7.
7. You knock her unconscious. She fails her saving throw versus death. Roll me d10 for location, and a medium shield is medium in size, so 2d4 for severity. 8 for location.
2d4. 7.
Oh!
Pretty good. Ooh. Have I crushed the face?
You break her arm.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you kind of like smash her on the side, I think, and just snap her arm, and then she falls to the ground, hits her head, and is just out. The skeletons vanish.
Yes.
Oh, Ginger, need help. It's Luther.
Yeah, so
Again.
I'll drop the shield, pick up the torch, go over to Luther, drop my backpack, and get the medkit out. That's another round to get there, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm at -4.
I'll also go in switch places with Ginger and see what's happening with the woman.
She is unconscious. She's got a head wound that is bleeding. You guys are sharing one torch between 2 different rooms, so it's a little awkward.
If I can't see anything, I'm guessing I can just see through the doorway. Is there other weapons there? You said that she had a spear?
She had a spear in her hands, yeah. It's pretty shadowy in here, and Ginger needs the light for Luther, so...
Yeah, that's cool. I'll just... I can't do a great deal then.
Ginger, you're looking at Luther's body, and there are no visible wounds. There's nothing to treat. You know, like, it's been squeezing around the neck, and you can see this kind of bruising marks.
So
But
am
there's
I
nothing
bleeding
to...
out?
No, you're not bleeding out.
So I'm just at -1.
Yeah. There's nothing to treat.
Well, hopefully it's recoverable HP.
Okay.
So you guys can start searching the room. Quickly enough, you do find your weapons. They're all stacked in a nice, neat little pile underneath a little rug.
One person stole all these.
there's like 20 spears.
Well, I brought 10.
Okay.
It's 5 spears, 5 javelins.
Sister, we need to make sure that this place is defensible. Neil, can I get the doors shut and put a barrier in place, like
You
get
can
the table,
wedge a
drag it
table
front
or a
door,
chair.
or put
Absolutely.
a wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'll do that. Yeah, and then search the place, and I guess we make camp. I'm guessing that I'll go back out and try and get the donkey and then try and make the camp while Ginger tends Luther. Sister,
Yeah,
what
so
do you think?
Ginger, what are you doing while your brother's like barricading the door, then checking the room, making sure it's all secure, and then getting ready to head out?
I would like to take a look around. Are there windows in this room?
Yes. There are a few windows. There are 3 smallish windows.
I'll look to the body of this woman who we've just defeated and say out loud, well, it's terrible that it's raining right now because it's appropriate for us to burn the bodies of these kind of witches.
Body doesn't move.
Of course. So I'll bring her out, like, out of the kitchen area to this whatever room I'm in.
There's
And
a long streak of blood behind her as you drag her. Luther, you wake up.
Oh, I'm awake.
Mhm.
I guess I kind of sit up a little bit and I wonder what the hell just happened to me. And I look around and I see everybody and did we get her?
yeah, we beat her. And then the skeletons, they disappeared, and they seem to have strangled you, and you're awake now.
Do I feel wounds or anything?
You feel exhausted, and you feel like your throat is really sore, like you're just recovering from losing your voice.
I do a self readout of how healthy I believe I am.
Like 1 HP.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not feeling too great.
No.
Is she dead?
Yeah, I made sure of it. Look at it.
I check her pulse.
Yeah, she's dead by now.
Uh, well, it would have been nice to take her prisoner, but I suppose we're alive.
Up the stairs comes Stefan with the donkey. And I guess the tent and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll barricade the front door to the lighthouse.
Okay. You guys all kind of gather together in a room. You've got the torch now to shine light on everything. You can bring the tent, all your gear inside.
I'll head up to the top floor where my grappling hook is, if I can.
Sure, it's easy to unbar the door, step out, grab your grappling hook, bring it in, rebar the door.
Okay.
Yeah, not a problem.
So, do we see any sunlight by now?
No,
'Cause we
it's
did-
still dark and stormy out.
I guess everybody's looked around and looked for loot. I start looking at the books on the bookshelves and
Sure.
just making sure there's nothing valuable here that I'm missing.
I'm guessing the intent is that we're gonna like stay here, rest up, and thoroughly search the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within an hour, you guys feel fine. You don't feel like you've been choked to death anymore. All your HP is restored.
Okay.
Strange.
Whew.
I guess we'll take the body with us.
What were those things? The chill of death. Do I feel fine now?
Well, they were just, stealing our life away with magic, and because we're just so healthy, we've, we get better.
What made them disappear?
Well, I defeated the woman who did the magic, and if that's connected, then is that how it works?
I don't know, but I'm glad she's dead then.
Yeah.
That's twice we've dealt with these
What
things.
do you
How many
think
of them
she
are
was
there?
doing here?
Say that again, Luther?
What do you think she was doing here?
Well, there's a garden out the back, so I'm guessing she lives here.
There it is.
Lived. Oh, yeah.
Can I get a perception check from Ginger, please?
Ah, yes. 1d20. I forget what it is. That's 12. No.
Okay. So, as you guys tear the place apart looking for things, you find, in terms of wealth, a bit of quartz that's been shaped into a ball. It's about maybe the size of a fist, so not that big, sitting on like a little wooden stand. Jeff, you're an appraiser.
Yep.
It's ornamental, but you could probably sell that for a couple of gold if you knew it would sell for a couple of gold in a shop.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of a bitch to find a person to sell it to, though.
Right.
Probably not worth
Quartz
too
is pretty
much for you.
worthless in itself. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone were to just drop that just because. Patrick, you're a bit low on your camera.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get it to stay down.
So,
Yes.
we find all our weapons.
All your weapons.
Okay.
Is the ball of quartz like a perfect sphere, or is it just kind of rough and...
It's a pretty good sphere. You're looking at it and you're like, well, that's definitely a spherical thing of quartz. You need proper implements to tell if it's exactly perfect, but just as a rough look, it's a sphere, all right.
And I guess we searched the woman's body and there's nothing there.
Let me take a look at what sort of wealth you find. You don't find any money on her.
Yeah, Luther wants to find out how magic works. He's very confused as to how all that happened.
Also, I'm thinking, Neil, that we're going to spend like a day here or something like that, like to really go through this and explore this lighthouse.
Yeah, right.
Wait until the storm ends.
Yeah.
You guys do find a small bag of gemstones.
Ooh.
They are They're a bunch of turquoise stones. They're not very valuable. They're pretty small, and turquoise isn't that rare. You figure each stone itself is probably worth maybe 5 silver or so, but there's a bag of 20 of them.
About 20.
I'm sorry, 5 gold, not 5 silver. There's a bag of 20 of them. Each one's worth about 5 gold.
Not bad.
Yeah. Nothing else of value, unless you want to count books as valuables. There are books, which is, kind of unusual here. Their topics are mostly horticultural.
No idea.
Yeah, Luther, you might want those if you're a botanist.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. There is a notebook that is scrawled in a language you don't understand. There's actually a couple of books scrawled in a language you don't understand. They're not big. They're like small, little, thin journals, actually.
Maybe I'll anxious.
A little kitchen set up, a little bedroom set up. Looks like someone's lived here for a while now.
Yeah, Luther's taking the ball of quartz. He's taking the journals. He's suspicious of how all this is working, I guess.
No, this was the abode of a witch.
How wizards work.
I think Joseph might have an interest. Our uncle might have an interest in the notepads and the journals. Give him some sort of a code to work on. I think that'll be right up his.
Yeah, and you can pick out an easy one, and I'll give it a go.
You can't read our language; they'll learn a foreign language.
Oh, right.
It'd be nice if I had points in read languages, but it's 0%.
What do you guys do with the body?
I would hope that we can burn her body after the storm ends, outside.
Yeah,
We need a lot
burning.
of wood, and it would probably take a couple of days after the storm for all the wood to dry enough to burn a body. So if you want to stick around for a while, you can definitely burn the body here, or you could probably take it back where there's probably a supply of firewood in the kitchen area where the hearth is. I don't know if it's enough to burn a body on. Maybe not burn a body all the way down to bone, but you could make a big fire in here and set her afire. It would definitely destroy the flesh, but it would probably leave some sort of like half-burned, grotesque thing.
That's foreboding.
Perhaps just chopping off her head would stop her from being able to come back and haunt us.
Well, it's better than nothing.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'll leave it with you, sister. You like the grisly things of life.
Well, never chopped off a head before. You have to pass me an appropriate weapon.
That was more our brother's thing before he passed away.
Yeah.
Who chops off her head?
I'll do it if someone passes me their weapon.
Okay, there's a cutting board and everything. Nice counter to make to
cutting board.
hack her to bits with.
Obviously,
watch
I'll
Ginger
turn her
Review.
so her face is facing away from me and just
And the
Close her eyes
the
first.
dancing shadows of the torchlight, Ginger's face becomes splattered with blood after every hack. And
she
since
gets
we
for
are
being
out of time, you guys rest up, you search the whole thing, you find some other weird shit. There's like a walking stick, there's a chain, there's some sandals, there's maybe like a bathrobe, a few other things here and there. Nothing surprising, nothing that grabs your attention. What do you do with
Is a
the
walking-
head?
Burn the head.
Burn the head?
God.
That can be done. What do
I
you
mean,
do?
we've got no idea what we're doing.
Yeah,
We
what do you
set
do with
up
the body
the-
now?
We're just like, oh, there's all kinds of weird stuff here. There's.
I guess we set up the hearth in the kitchen there and get it ready and just heat up the head and just put the body just in the corner of the room.
Do it as we leave.
We could throw it into the sea or something.
That's a great idea. Yeah, you'll throw the body down in the sea. I like it.
You guys leave you spend a day resting from your affairs, searching, kind of checking out the lighthouse, and leave the next day. Takes you another 3 days to get back, so you got there on Wednesday. Thursday, you spent all day doing things, and then you came back Friday, Saturday, so you arrived back on Sunday evening.
Okay.
So we will pick up next week. I guess instead of starting on Sunday the 27th, we'll start next week on Monday the 28th, the day you got back. Or if you guys want to skip ahead so we're finally caught up to where we are in real time, we can skip a week and you guys can have been back in town for a while. Your call, the only difference is that you'd have to pay your monthly expenses.
Yeah, I'd maybe start back on the first of the month, and we're still getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. I guess it just depends on what we're going to be doing. We were probably resting up and then heading out again. Probably not a week before we do something again.
You guys want
I don't know.
You guys want to start where?
Maybe on the first, like a couple of days rest.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
like enough time for me to go out drinking with the sheriff. That's my big thing. And
fantastic.
yeah.
Why don't you pay your monthly expenses?
Yeah. Our monthly expenses are 200 something. Let me find it. 206 a month. Now it ties to.
Hey.
We have
And let's
504.
do some experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, level.
So you guys, let's see. You successfully avoided the trap of murdering the head of another noble family. Good job. Really looking forward to seeing how that played
Better
out.
than it could have.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
And that was very interesting, actually.
Yeah. Glad you guys liked it. So let's give some experience for that. You explored the peninsula and the lighthouse and got to the ocean. It's a new area, so some experience for that. You defeated...
Made up with the sheriff?
Yeah, made up with the sheriff. We'll make some experience for that. All the combat and defeating the witch in the lighthouse is definitely worth something.
We got to see the ocean for the first time ever.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sight.
That was an experience in and of itself.
And since we stayed there, we got to see the sunrise on the ocean as well.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
One experience for each of those. Let's add in some role-playing experience and divide it by 3 people. And everyone comes away with 600 experience for today's adventure.
Let's level up for us fighters.
Is it?
I was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 2,300.
I was hoping for 800 so I could get to level 3.
Ooh, not quite. Fighters are level 2. Very exciting. Can I get a D10 from each of you?
Yeah, D10 plus 1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Poor Stefan. 2 for you. Ginger.
3.
3 for you. Well, that's almost awesome.
At least it wasn't
11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other thing that we did before we went live today is we rolled for birthdays. Do you guys want to share with everyone what your birthdays are?
Sure.
Shit, what was mine? I don't know if I wrote it down.
I remember mine was the 18th of December. So I'll write down here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, mine is the 13th of December, actually.
And mine is the 30th of May.
Nice. Ginger, you're going to +2 to hit with your javelin and your spear. You have 11 HP, right?
Yeah.
Stefan, you have 8 HP.
Yep.
+2 to hit with your short swords, +1 with your crossbow.
And -1 with the dagger, but who
Right.
cares about that?
It's not on the list.
Yeah.
Your ACs all stay the same. Your HP's went up. Your level went up. Your saves get better next level. And
I think
Luther,
that's it.
you're like 200 away.
Yeah, 200. Just about.
Okay. That is it for this week on Age of Strife. I'm pretty pleased with how all that went down.
Yeah, I lived. Went down again.
It was good to get into the house noble, house politics as well. That was
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is it? Your HP is not 3. Your HP is 11. Why it said 3 from. Okay, so we will see you guys next week on Age of Strife at the same time, same place. You guys have any final words to say?
Yeah, I start work in 17 minutes.
Fantastic. Well, let's make this fast. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.